Welcome to the Daily Decant, your 5-minute briefing on the world of wine. Each episode delivers practical insights to help you choose, order, and talk about wine with more confidence in everyday social settings. Let's get into today's decant. If you're sitting in an upscale Italian restaurant and want to order something impressive, it is one of the strongest choices you can make. Barolo comes from the Piedmont region in northern Italy, tucked into the foothills of the Alps. It's made from the Nebbiolo grape, and it's considered one of Italy's most prestigious wines. On many wine lists, you'll often see Barolo positioned near the top of the Italian section, and for good reason. It carries a reputation for elegance, structure, and sophistication. Ordering Barolo sends a quiet signal. It shows familiarity with Italian wine without needing to say much. It also communicates that you're comfortable selecting something classic and respected. That is one reason Barolo works so well in professional settings. If you're at a client dinner, business meal, important date, Barolo often feels thoughtful and intentional. Feels elevated without being flashy. So what does Barolo typically taste like? Barolo is known for its layered flavors. You'll often notice cherry, dried rose, and subtle herbal notes. Some bottles also show hints of spice, tobacco, or leather. These flavors tend to feel refined rather than bold or jammy. Another defining feature of Barolo is structure. These wines often feel firm and balanced. They're not too soft or overly fruity. Instead, they feel composed and complex, which is one reason they are so respected. If you're describing it at the table, you do not need technical language. You can simply say something like, Barolo is usually elegant, structured, and great with richer Italian food, and that's more than enough. Speaking of food, Barolo really shines at the dinner table. It pairs beautifully with classic Italian dishes, especially those with richness and depth. Think pasta with meat sauce, braised short ribs, mushroom risotto, or truffle dishes. It also works very well with aged cheeses and hearty preparations like ossobuco or lamb. One of the reasons Barolo works so well with food is balance. The wine has enough structure to stand up to rich dishes, but it also has enough elegance to keep the meal feeling refined. That balance makes it a safe and confident choice when you're unsure what others at the table might order. Another practical reason to consider Barolo is versatility in group settings. When multiple people are ordering different dishes, Barolo often adapts well. It complements red meat, pasta, and even mushroom-based dishes, making it a strong shared bottle. Here's another reason Barolo stands out. Barolo is typically aged for several years before it's released. This aging allows the wine to develop more complexity and smoothness before it even reaches the restaurant. So when you order a bottle, you're often getting something that already has had time to mature. That built-in aging contributes to Barolo's premium feel. It also explains why it often appears at the higher price point on wine lists. But in many cases, that price reflects both reputation and the time invested in the wine. So here's a memorable fact. Barolo is often called the king of wines and the wine of kings. This nickname dates back to the 19th century when Italian royalty and aristocracy developed a strong preference for Barolo. Over time, that association with prestige and tradition stuck. Even today, ordering Barolo carries that same sense of heritage and confidence. It feels classic, not trendy. And that can be especially helpful when you want to make a safe but impressive choice. If you're ever unsure which producer to choose, you can also ask the server for guidance. Simply saying, do you have a Barolo you recommend, shows confidence while also inviting helpful input. Restaurants often appreciate this approach. Another helpful tip is to consider the vintage year. While you don't need to memorize great vintages, older Barolos often feel softer and more approachable. If you see a bottle that's several years old, that can be a good sign. So, when dining at an upscale Italian restaurant, Barolo is one of the most confident orders that you can make. It's respected, food-friendly, and signals familiarity with classic Italian wine. Whether you're hosting clients, on a date, or celebrating with friends, Barolo helps set the tone. That's today's Daily Decant. If you found this helpful, be sure to subscribe and share with your friends so you can continue building your wine knowledge in just a few minutes a day. See you tomorrow for your next decant.